Now, the DSG gearbox. Some love it, some hate it, but everybody, and I mean absolutely everybody, respects the DSG gearbox. We have one here that failed catastrophically, and because I'm a good guy, I decided to open it up and show you all the parts, the A to Z of the gearbox, how it works, and also explain to you how this one failed. Because I know it's an interesting gearbox, but it's a mysterious gearbox. A lot of people wonder, what's with this DSG gearbox? And you will be surprised that it's a very simple gearbox. It actually have very few parts. Let me show you all the parts. Let me show you how it works. And from today, you will know how a DSG gearbox looks inside and how it works. So I'll show you the parts first. Here's the gearbox. I know initially it's going to look like clockwork. It's just gears and gears and gears and solenoids and pumps and covers. But just hold on, it's going to make sense in a bit. We have the dual clutch. This is the input shaft from the engine. This is where the power comes into the gearbox. These are the clutches. So next we have an oil pump, and this is what supplies oil throughout the gearbox. We have these lubricating channels that I'll place on top there. You can see how nicely designed they are to take oil to wherever it's needed inside the gearbox. On this side we have the mechatronics. This is the brain of the gearbox. This is where everything happens. This is where the gearbox makes decisions as to which gear is going to be engaged next. This is the output shaft. Differential output shaft to one of the wheels, and this is the output shaft to the other wheel. If you look below here, this is connected to the other shaft like this. So the reason you have a differential here is to allow this relative movement where this shaft can rotate, like I'm rotating it, but this shaft is not rotating, because remember, this is the output shaft on the other side. So one shaft can rotate and while the other shaft is not rotating, or they can rotate at different speeds. And that's how a differential works, allowing one shaft to rotate at a different speed from the other shaft. That aids with cornering, because you don't want to be cornering and the wheels are moving at the same speed. Now, the output shaft is always connected to these two gears. Now, these are the gears, dual clutch, and the two clutches are connected to either of these gears. Now, this is gear system 1 and this gear system 2. Now, one handles odd numbers of gears and the other one handles even number of gears. So wherever you're driving on gear 1, it is this gear that is giving power to the output shaft. And whenever you're driving on gear 2, it is this output, this gear system, that is giving power to the output shaft. Now, the reason this gearbox is so magical is that these two gear systems are always connected to the output shaft. However, they are not always connected to the input. They have to be selected through the clutch system. Now the clutch system selects which of these two gets power from the engine. So whenever you're on gear 1, gear 2 is also selected here and connected to the output shaft. However, it has no power from the gearbox. And immediately you select gear 2, the clutches disengage this system and engage this. The special thing about it is that it has two gear systems inside the gearbox, connected to one output shaft, connected to one input shaft. And it also has a dual clutch system, which enables to select which gearing system you're using for either for the odd gears or for the even gears. It's basically a manual gearbox inside, but with an automatic selector system. So anytime you engage VW people or you listen to their discussions, they talk a lot about mechatronics. This is the brain of the gearbox. This is where all the decisions are made as to which clutch to engage here, as to which gear system to select here,